Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends.
Starring that jet-age aerial ace, Rocket J. Squirrel. And his pal, Bullwinkle the Moose.
Hi, glad to see you again.
Likewise.
We got some great things on the show today.
Like what? Like what?
Well, you ought to know, Bullwinkle. You're in some of them.
Well, let's get started.
Well, in our last episode, Boris and Natasha had succeeded in manufacturing a batch of the silent explosive called Hush-a-Boom.
Natasha, this explosive may change the course of history.
Sort of a boom to mankind, ha ha.
Please, no puns. This is a solemn moment. Ooh, I can see it now. At last, safe crackers will really be able to crack safely. They won't even be arrested for disturbing the peace.
Lovely night, officer.
Oh, is this going to be a great come-and-get-it day, Natasha?
Yes, darling, and they're coming to get it right now.
Who?
Who else? Moose and Squirrel.
Well, here's our first chance to use Hush-a-Boom, Natasha.
And leaning out of a top story, the wily Boris drew a bead on our boys.
Boris, how much Hush-a-Boom is in test tube?
Enough to blow up all the nosy Parkovs and this whole building besides.
But
Makes you feel all warm inside, doesn't it?
Yeah, but...
Bombs away!
But, Boris, if building blows up...
And it will.
And if we're in it...
We will too. We will too. Natasha, what am I doing?
You're finishing off this episode with a bang, darling. I'll meet you around the corner in half an hour.
Ooh, I got to catch that test tube.
And seizing a handy fielder's mitt, Boris dashed for the stairs. And so as our heroes reached the door of the warehouse...
Stand back, stand back!
Hokey Smoke, what's that?
Just a plug for another show.
What show?
Well, it's either Dr. Kildare or the Game of the Week.
Craziest looking ball player I ever saw.
You haven't been watching Kansas City lately. Phew.
Hey, nice catch.
How many outs is that? Allow me to introducing myself. J. Robert Uppendowner, world's greatest scientist at your service.
What kind of a scientist are you?
I'm a physicist. I'm a druggist. See my test tube? Come inside. I got lots of them.
Yeah, but what was that one doing up in the air?
That's how all my ideas is coming to me.
How?
Out of a clear blue sky.
I've heard of that, but I never really thought it happened.
What is your latest invention?
It's a new soft drink.
Soda pop?
Oh, bigger than soda pop.
What's it called?
Soda Pow.
Catchy name.
And because you witnessed my discovery, I'm going to give you the honor of drinking the first batch.
Little do our heroes know that that test tube contains not soda pow, but Hush-a-Boom, the powerful silent explosive.
Quiet, blabbermouth.
Well, I whispered, didn't I?
So, here you are, you lucky fellow. Drink hearty.
But, Dr. Uppendowner, don't you want to see how I like it?
I already know. If you drink that, you'll never drink anything else. Farewell.
And Boris dashed off to join his partner a safe distance away.
I wonder.
Shall we join him, Captain?
Why not?
That voice! Where have I heard that voice?
Rocky, you've heard more voices than Joan of Arc.
Well, here's how.
And Bullwinkle raised the fatal test tube to his lips.
Are we far enough away now, Boris?
Should be, honey bun. Spotlight, please. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our little show. This is Buddy Badenoff, and I'd like to do a few impressions for you.
Boris, you are not the star of this show.
Natasha, besides you and me, who's left?
You know, you may be right.
And for my first impression, it is one of the narrator of a television series. Oh, for heaven's sake. Tune in next week for Boris Talks to Himself or Mockingbird Heel.
Once upon a time, there was a father who had two sons. One son, Swinburne, was very brilliant, but his other son, Maynard, was rather slow.
It's not so much that I'm smarter. It's just this terrible void in his makeup.
Don't tell me, don't tell me.
No. It's time you faced up to it, Maynard. You don't shudder. Everybody shudders at one time or another, but you, Maynard, oh no, you don't shudder.
Well, you'd better start shuddering, and darn soon. I'm not going to have any son of mine staying here, eating my food, who won't do the one thing I tell him to, which is to shudder.
I suppose you think I don't try. I put icicles down my back. I watch Thriller on TV. Nothing makes me shudder. I just don't possess that one noble emotion of man, fear.
Well, you're going to learn fear, and darn soon. I want you to spend the night with Oscar.
Oh, I say, you mean the man who lives in that deserted windmill with the bats? Ooh, that's spooky.
Look at your brother, Maynard. He's shuddering already. Now, why can't you be a good boy like him? Shudder a little.
So Maynard's father took him to the deserted windmill, where Oscar assured him that by the end of the night, Maynard would come home cured. Later that night, Oscar put on a sheet and started to moan. But instead of shuddering, Maynard pushed him down the stair.
You're right. He don't shudder.
Well, that does it. Out, Maynard, out.
So Maynard was driven from his home because he didn't know what fear was.
Gee, I guess Swinburne and Daddy are sitting down to dinner now. If I could only have learned to shudder, I'd be having dinner with them, too.
Did you say shudder?
Yes, I do not possess that seventh sense, fear.
Maybe you tremble a little.
Nope,
Got a little goose pimply?
not a pimple.
Shake, hair stand on end, knees knock.
No.
I think you are just the kind of nut the king is looking for. He has a job for you.
How's the pay?
All the gold in the kingdom and his daughter thrown in to boot.
Sick leave, vacation pay?
No, but you can take as long as you like for coffee breaks.
Hey, I'll take it.
Do you see that big castle on the hill?
Uh-huh.
Well, the king lives in that shack right next to it.
Too much upkeep running the big place, huh?
Oh, no. But let's let the narrator explain that, shall we?
Oh, thank you so much, yes. Well, the fact of the matter was that the king was living in the shack because he was scared to death of a giant ogre who had taken over the castle and delighted in frightening the king.
Oh, there's no escaping that evil ogre. Just listen to my heart.
That's the door, sire.
If it's that ogre, I'm not at home.
It's another applicant, sire.
Hey, I understand that you got an opening that pays pretty well.
Oh, yeah. The job is to stay the night in my castle. You know, kind of a night watchman. If you can stick through the night, you can have all the gold in my kingdom and my daughter to boot.
And long coffee breaks.
Maynard took the job as night watchman and entered the huge castle.
Oh, boy, maybe this is it. Maybe this time I'll shudder. Let's see. Pulse normal, respiration normal, heartbeat normal, mental attitude, boredom. Oh, well. Oh, for me? Why, thank you. Oh, wait a minute. Wait, I got something for you. There you are.
Listen, Charlie, would you give me my head back?
Oh, hum.
Now you done it. I got a nasty cold in the head.
Gesundheit. Gee, that's a shame, fella. I know how those summer colds can hang on.
But this is winter.
That's why you want to take care of it, or the first thing you know,
Zit. But I'm too young to die. What did I do?
try one of these 7-way cold tablets. You'll find relief just seconds away.
Ooh, I can't breathe again. I feel fine, and suffering did not upset my liver.
And because for the first time in the ogre's life he was in a dramatization, he turned back to his original form, which was a bunny rabbit, and was heard of no more. The king was able to move back into his castle.
And here, Maynard, is your pay.
Oh, thank you, sire, but I'm still a little depressed, like. You see, I didn't learn to shudder.
And here's my daughter to boot.
When Maynard saw the king's daughter for the first time in his life, he started to shudder. For you see, Maynard was afraid of girls. But all's well that ends well, because Maynard shuddered so hard that he invented a famous dance. In fact, if you look around, you'll find that people are doing it today. They call it the twist.
Vote. Hello there, poetry lovers. Today's poem is a saga of the sports world entitled Jack be Nimble. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jump over the cat.
Hold it, Moose.
Who are you?
Allow me to introduce myself. Nimble's the name. Jack be Nimble.
Nimble?
My card.
High Jumps Incorporated. Candle wicks a specialty.
You saw it.
Well, I sort of thought of jumping over this one myself.
Yourself? You got union card?
What union?
Local 89, Hop, Skip, and Jumpers Union?
Well, no.
You jump over that thing and we'll snuff out every candle in town.
Okay, you do it.
No, you talking.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candle wick.
Ta-ta! That'll be $40.
$40? How come?
Minimum wage law.
Minimum wage law?
Certainly. Minimum wage is $1 an hour.
So?
So obviously I get $40 a week.
And now...
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
But that trick never worked.
This time for sure. Presto! Well, I'm getting close.
And now it's time for another special feature. And now it's time...
Time for that jolly juggler, Bullwinkle.
Oh, dear.
3 at once. 1, 2...
And now here's a feature you're sure to like.
3.
Any idea where Egyptians deposit their money, Sherman?
Sure, the banks of the Nile.
Oh, well, I guess they do. At any rate, that's where we're going today.
Where?
To the banks of the Nile.
To deposit money?
No, to meet Egypt's most famous and beautiful queen, Cleopatra. I instructed Sherman to set the Wayback Controls for the year 42 B.C. And the place, Cleopatra's royal palace. Unfortunately, when we arrived, we found the queen in the midst of having a shave.
Hokey smokes! I didn't know she had a beard.
She didn't. This was her evil brother, Prince Ptolemy.
Oh, boy, now that I'm the ruler of Egypt, I'm really gonna liven things up around here.
Excuse us, your royal Ptolemy, sir, but where's Cleopatra?
Floating down the Nile on a raft, and in about 2 seconds, the crocodiles should have her.
You can be sure we hastened to the rescue.
There she is, Mr. Peabody. And look, there are crocodiles all around her.
Well, Nile crocodiles, as everyone knows, are frustrated actors. This gave us a plausible reason for putting on an impromptu performance of Uncle Tom's Cabin. I'll get you, little Eva. You won't get away from me.
Oh, no, you won't, you nasty Uncle Tom. I shall cross yonder ice floes and escape from you.
Well, the crocs, as I knew they would, pretended they were blocks of ice and gave a sterling performance. Sherman or little Eva dashed out across them with myself or Uncle Tom in warm pursuit. By the time we reached the far shore, we had not only picked up some new members for the Screen Actors Guild, but Cleopatra as well.
Thank you, little doggy, for rescuing me.
I am not a little doggy, Your Highness. I am Mr. Peabody.
And I'm Sherman. How come you're not marching to the sea?
That was General Sherman, madam. This one is only a second lieutenant. Suddenly the air was filled with the blare of trumpets. Looking over a small hill, we saw the valley below was filled with a huge army.
Wow, whose army is that?
Caesar's.
Sid Caesar's?
Julius Caesar's.
Say, I'll bet he'd help Cleopatra get her throne back.
He would if he became infatuated. You think you could charm the great Caesar into assisting your cause, Cleopatra?
Are you kidding?
Cleopatra began her saturation campaign by entering Caesar's tent during his 2 o'clock feeding.
Os gratia artis. This is the vilest Caesar salad I've ever tasted. Who's got the salt?
Here it is, Julie, baby. You want some pepper, too?
At 4 o'clock, Caesar reviewed his troops.
You, soldier, you know better than to hold a dirty spear.
I am sorry, O Caesar, but I had nothing to clean it with.
Clean it with mint.
Spearmint?
Arrest that man! And you, soldier.
Hello, Julie, honey.
Crowding blow came when the great man dictated a letter that was to be sent back to Rome.
And I shall return during the Ides of March.
Is that all, sir?
That is all. Sign it yours sincerely, Julie Baby.
Julie Baby?
Oh, I must be going mad. Leave me. I seem to be haunted by the voice and face of a beguiling vixen. Perhaps I have a virus.
You look good to me, Julie Tiger.
Even the mirror looks like her.
By morning, Julius Caesar was on the verge of an unnervous breakdown, and that's when Cleopatra, escorted by 2 Egyptian guards, who resembled a boy and a dog, had it out with him.
You're devastatingly beautiful, you minx, you. Say you'll go steady with me.
She will if you'll attack Ptolemy and kick him off the throne.
Caesar, of course, would do anything, so that afternoon he and his vast legions lined up in front of Egypt's royal palace.
Spear throwers, attack!
1,000 deadly spears were launched in the direction of the palace wall, but Ptolemy was a clever man, for suddenly a huge screen popped up, a screen that had been coated with rubber. The spears merely hit the screen and returned from whence they came. Boulders were even catapulted, but they too bounced back.
If this keeps up, we'll be victorious losers.
Do something, Mr. Peabody.
And I did. First of all, I covered myself with bandages. To the enemy, I would appear to be a dog mummy, which was sacred to the Egyptians in those days, as everyone knows. Then I left the Roman lines and ran as best I could to the palace wall. A mighty leap, and I was over. 1 hour later, I returned to Sherman, Caesar, and Cleopatra. You may renew the assault, Julius.
But what good'll it do?
I insisted he follow my orders. A barrage of boulders was again sent flying at the walls, and again the rubber screen popped up, only this time there was a gaping hole in it, courtesy of yours truly. The rocks roared through the aperture, and inside of 10 minutes the walls came a-tumbling down, and Ptolemy with them. Cleopatra had her throne, and Caesar had Cleopatra. As for Sherman and me, we had ourselves a short sightseeing tour of the marketplace in Cairo.
Step right up, folks. Buy yourself a genuine Egyptian pharaoh barometer. Take a barometer home to the little woman.
Look at that, Mr. Peabody. That man is selling barometers shaped like pharaohs.
Yes, they not only sold slaves in Egypt, they sold barometers as well.
I never knew they could forecast the weather.
You never heard of Pharaoh and Warmer?
Last time, you remember, Bullwinkle was about to drink a test tube full of Hushaboom, the silent explosive. Meanwhile, a short distance away...
Well, that's the end of Moose and Squirtle.
I didn't hear anything, darling.
Sure you did. You just heard a silent explosion. Welcome to the Buddy Badenoff Show, folks.
What channel are we on, darling?
Tune in and see.
But when Natasha tuned a small TV set to this very channel...
Are you all right, Bullwinkle?
Fit as a fiddle and twice as stringy.
Boris, what happened?
To find out, let's go back a little to when Bullwinkle raised that test tube to his lips.
Well, here's how, fellers.
Wait a second. You're not actually going to drink that, are you?
Why not?
Without a straw?
Hey, that's right. I do need a straw.
3 straws.
Yeah, all for one and one for all, and nobody gets enough.
Come on, there's some straws at my place.
I'll just leave this sody pal right here till we get back.
But unbeknownst to Bullwinkle, he had placed the test tube on top of a radio receiver, which was just about to broadcast a message from Fearless Leader.
Fearless Leader calling Boris Badenoff. Do you hear me, Badenoff?
As the mad dictator's voice rose, the radio receiver began to vibrate, and so did the test tube rack.
Badenoff, you incompetent nincompoop. I'll give you just 3 seconds to answer. 1, 2...
And as the Hushaboom hit the floor, the building exploded.
Boris, the whole building went up.
And whatever goes up must come down.
Are you trying to tell me something, darling?
Well, yes.
What is it?
Duck!
Oh, ow! Oh! And look, Boris, somebody is throwing party streamers.
Party streamers? Natasha, that was the tape with the formula on it.
Well, we goofed again.
Let's face it, Natasha, as villains, we are a collective flop.
Oh, cheer up, Boris. Maybe someday we'll make the FBI's top 10.
FBI's top 10? We can't even make Kane's 100.
Pardon me, do I understand that you blew up this warehouse?
Boris, the fuzz is here. Here's our chance.
You bet we did, Sheriff.
And you're responsible for all this wreckage?
Of course.
Then I'm afraid you're under arrest.
At last we've made the big time.
You're arresting us as saboteurs?
No.
Spies?
No.
Master criminals, maybe?
Oh, no.
Mad bombers?
No.
Then what?
You are litter bugs. Come along.
Oh, boy.
And meanwhile, a short distance away...
Call for Captain Peachfuzz! Call for Captain Peachfuzz!
Here, boy.
Telegram, Captain.
Hey, aren't you the little feller that used to step out of thousands of store windows and counters all over the country?
Yes, but I had to stop.
How come?
Kept cutting myself on the broken glass.
Hey, listen to this. It's from one of our viewers. He says if we'll get rid of the mad doctor, the Hush-a-Boom formula will be safe.
Move along, you.
Conflab the Rabby Grabble Dep.
Well, there he goes. The formula is safe.
How do you know that's the guy, Bullwinkle?
He was wearing a white coat and scowling.
So that makes him...
a mad doctor.
Oh, Cisco.
Oh, Pancho.
Hey, wait a minute. This is the ending of another television program about cowboys.
It always worked okay for them.
Yeah, but we don't do that on this show. We always walk arm in arm into the sunset, like this.
Yeah.
And the narrator says...
Tune in next time for the further adventures of Rocky the Flying Squirrel and Bullwinkle Moose. Ho, 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 Cisco!
Wise guy.
Well, I guess that about wraps up another Rocky show.
Certainly hope you enjoyed it. I did. I always say.
Bullwinkle, time for us to go.
Already? Okay, but first, here are some of the people who made this show impossible.
That's not all.
The fingers get tired. Oop! Got away from me again.
Well, see you next time. Ready, Bullwinkle?